Hello, everyone. Today, let's talk about what to do after an accident. Now, first of all, emotions can run high, especially if there's road rage involved. So please take caution when dealing with others. And if you think your safety is threatened, find a location that is well lit and has surveillance cameras. But back to accidents. This is a long list, so just replay this video if there's something that you didn't catch. So, for your typical accident, here's what you need to do. Check for injuries. Don't leave the scene. Call the police. Move the vehicles if there are no injuries. Exchange insurance information. And as a side note, take a picture of the other person's insurance card. Next, gather evidence by taking pictures of the damage. Next, watch what you say. Allow the authorities to determine fault. Next, notify your agent or insurance company to determine the claim situation. And lastly, cooperate with the insurance company. The bottom line is to protect yourself from a lawsuit or an unwarranted claim. We're going to talk about how does your vehicle factor into the cost of insurance. Well, first, it doesn't matter what color your vehicle is. There's no such thing as pull me over red or hide in plain sight white. Color is not a factor in the cost of insurance. But let me tell you about the factors that do play a part in the cost of insurance. Here we go. Car make, model, body type, engine size, age of the vehicle, price of the vehicle, cost to repair the vehicle safety record, and the likelihood the vehicle will be stolen. Now, of course, there are factors like your age, driving record, and credit history, which we'll talk about in another edition of Insurance Talk. I just gave you the 9 factors a vehicle plays in the cost of insurance. We're going to talk about uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. So, what is uninsured and underinsured motorist? It is optional coverage that protects you from drivers who do not have insurance at all or not enough insurance to cover the full claim expense. So let's examine the two. We're going to start with uninsured. As I mentioned in another video, nearly 13% of drivers in the United States do not have auto insurance, meaning you could end up paying for medical bills and vehicle repairs out of pocket, especially if you're encountered by an uninsured motorist. Now, moving over to underinsured coverage, the difference here is that the driver does have insurance, but not enough to cover the full expense of a claim. So the bottom line is that uninsured and underinsured coverage is to protect yourself from the other guy. And some people even call it buying insurance for the other guy as well. I highly recommend this coverage. Make sure to talk with your agent to make sure you have the proper limits in place. My goal here is to be a resource and to help you understand insurance. So we're going to talk about when should I drop full coverage from my auto insurance. And let me start by saying, not one size fits all when it comes to insurance. And as a disclaimer, I would not advise you to remove full coverage, especially if you think it's important. I would not advise you to keep full coverage if the vehicle's value is less than the cost of the insurance premium. Therefore, let's look at the 2 rules of thought to determine whether to remove full coverage. Now, first, there's the 10% rule. This is when the annual premium meets or exceeds 10% of your car's market value. For example, if the car is worth $4,000 and you're paying $400 or more for full coverage, it might not be worth it for you. Now, the second rule is the 15-year rule. If your car is 15 years or older and you own it outright and you can afford to repair or replace it out of pocket, then removing full coverage should be a consideration. The decision to maintain full coverage on your vehicle simply comes down to, is the age and the value of the vehicle worth the price of insurance? Only you can decide. Now, if this content was helpful, please feel free to share, like, and comment. And again, if you're always looking for insurance and you think you're paying too much, call Jay today. Thanks for listening.